everybody, welcome to another episode of Ghostly Hunts, where I show you guys how to make gothic-y Halloween inspired things. In today's episode, I'm going to show you guys how to make these floating hats, complete with Cauldron. Now, I got this inspiration from Pinterest from their hanging witch hats. I'll leave a link down below to that pin if you're interested in doing that one instead. However, I wanted to take mine one step further and include a hanging cauldron from the hat. Now, I thought it was a bit weird to have a light up witch hat that was floating by itself. I thought it would make more sense to have the witch hat that was floating, and from that witch hat have a cauldron that was lit up. And I thought it was a little bit more fun and a different take on that pin. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this tutorial. My favorite part definitely is how poopy and purple this glows. If you guys are interested in seeing how I made this floating witch hat complete with floating cauldron, keep on watching.
For this DIY, you will need a witch hat. I got mine from Bullseye's Playground at Target. You will need some ribbon. I got both of these from Michael's. Some string, preferably fishing line if you can find it, or something clear, but I could not. Some scissors. A glue gun and glue stick, which is optional. A little cauldron. I also got this from Bullseye's Playground at Target. An LED tea light. I got this purple one from Spirit Halloween store. And lastly, some needles. The first step is to decorate the inside of your cauldron to make it look like there are flames in the inside of it. So first I am just placing my tea light into my cauldron just so I have a better idea of what this ribbon is going to look like lit up. I chose green and black tulle sparkly ribbon to emulate the ribbon found on my witch hat I found at Target. However, you can choose whatever colors you would like. I just wanted mine to reflect the hat as well as the flames that you would kind of see inside of a cauldron. Next, I am just taking this tulle ribbon and kind of trying to figure out how I want it to look inside of my cauldron. So I'm just kind of trying to fold this into little triangle shapes to better emulate flames inside a witch's cauldron. Ah yes, there we are. That looks pretty flame-like to me. The next step is optional. You can hot glue your tulle ribbon onto your cauldron if you would like. However, I opted out on this. I liked the idea of just being able to pull out the ribbon in order to get to the tea light. Otherwise, you would need to cut the ribbon and glue it onto the sides, so that way you would have access to that tea light to turn it on and off, and that seemed like more effort than it was worth. The next step is to take your needle and your thread and to figure out how far you want your witch hat to hang from your ceiling, or wherever you're going to be hanging this. Once you have that determined, you are ready to cut your string. I think I made mine about 3 to 4 feet long. Now I'm just trying to thread this string through the needle, and it became a little bit frustrating because this string gets frayed real easily, so I would definitely not recommend using this thread if you can avoid it. Next, I am trying to figure out how to place the string through the hat. Eventually I realized threading through the top was much easier than trying to thread up through the hat. Once you have that through your hat, continue pulling the string until you have the desired length you want for hanging your witch hat from wherever you plan on hanging it. Next, you're going to take the bottom part of your thread where you have your needle, and you're going to want to tie your cauldron onto it. Now make sure you do a couple of knots and cut off the excess with some scissors. Because of the handle on the cauldron, you can see that it hangs very evenly and straight from your witch hat. The very last step is to secure your witch hat. Now I did this a little bit funky, but it still worked out in the end, so you're going to want to create one fairly large knot And once you have that knot, you're going to want to pull the thread and yank it through until you feel it go onto the inside of your witch's hat. And as you can see, it does hold up the hat as well as the cauldron, as there's not too much weight to pull the hat back through. However, this may not work on all strings, but it did work with the one I used. After finding a place to hang this up, here is my completed floating witch hat and cauldron. I really enjoy how the purple LED light sparkles and shines against the green and black tulle ribbon that I put inside the cauldron. This turned out to be much more witchy and spooky than I thought it would be, and it makes me super happy.
I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. Now, one mistake I made, as you can see the silver wire. Now, it's not as obvious not underneath this ring light because this ring light's really bright and this is really shiny. So obviously, the more light you shine on this thing, the more it's going to show up. As I said, my one mistake with this is the floating aspect. I did not choose the correct thread for it. Now, if you do choose the correct thread, like with the fishing line, yours will probably look 500 times better than mine. And if you do it, send me a picture because I'd like to see that. My favorite aspect of my floating witch hat is the fact that I found these purple lights in Spirit Halloween store. Definitely adds a more spooky aspect to this floating hat and kind of makes the cauldron colors come alive and look more witchy and awesome. If you guys like this series, please let me know by giving this video a like, and please comment down below if you have any other ideas for any ghostly haunts inspired crafts. I hope you guys are having a wonderful spooky fall day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! And my cat keeps getting in the way when I put him in the video, but he's right here, so he might as well be. Come here,